Hello everyone out there. Once again, this is Frank.
And this is Leonard.
Welcome to the Whisky Anonymous podcast, video, and anything else that we talk about today. So it's the new year. Happy New Year. And a belated Merry Christmas also.
If you're really drunk, it is the year 2019. Just so we have reference.
Just for a little quick reference. We didn't think we were going to do a podcast or video, whatever, this soon. However, thanks to my lovely girlfriend, Shirley, she went ahead and got us some whiskeys from Taiwan for us to try.
Delicious choices. I'm really excited about this.
First one up is this Arran. By Arran, but it's Robert Burns is, I guess it's branded whiskey. Robert Burns has its own whiskey brand, and they used Arran for this particular one. The second one, which will be coming up on the next video, will be a special Diageo Johnny Walker Sweet Peat. So stay tuned for the next video on that one. Anyways, let's get back into
Robert Burns.
Should we get into this or anything else? Let's talk about anything in the new year first, real quick. Coming up, we don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, we've always grown organically. We've grown with the support of all of our great friends, new friends, old friends from the Whiskey Society. We're always thankful, and we always try to look out for you guys. So we'll see what the new year brings us. We do plan to keep growing. So you will be. The only thing I think we can guarantee is you will be seeing more of us.
Yeah. This year, as mentioned in the last podcast when we talked about the Johnny Walker White Walker, we want to do more content, more videos this year like we did when we first started doing this. So we're getting back into it again. It'll be exciting. We're just gonna have to get off our keisters and get it done.
Nope, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of whiskey.
The Philippines is such a growing market, right? So we want to make sure we create more content to help the Philippine market, Asia, and beyond.
Exactly.
This is a place to go for whiskey. We want to make all the brands out to realize this is such a growing market. Whiskey and single malts and bourbons, American whiskeys, or any actually craft spirits, distilled spirits, aged spirits. This is a place to go to for that.
Exactly.
The bartending scene is burgeoning. We have the top 25 bar in all of Asia, right here in the Philippines in Manila. We have a lot of great bars up and coming. So
we have a lot of great spirits as well. The Philippines still has a lot of old spirits that usually are sold out, heavily discontinued, been long discontinued. You'd be surprised what you can find here because of the fact that we are fairly new to the scene,
right?
As a country, so a lot of people would love still find like rare treasures. We do all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why we're gonna try and share that with you guys, so you'll see what kind of breadth is available here.
Exactly. So today, my girlfriend found this in Taiwan. I asked her, of course, maybe you could find something, and she took some photos. I saw this, I showed it to Leonard, and I didn't even have to say anything. This was already on my mind, and he...
that was the first thing that caught my eye.
Yeah, and it caught his eye, caught my eye. I didn't have to tell him. I already was thinking that's what I'm going to bring up. I wanted to see what he said first. I didn't want to influence him. And he caught this too. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Robert Burns. Maybe some of you guys heard the name. Maybe seen his face. Probably not seen his face, but there's Robert Burns right there. Leonard. Leonard did a little bit of research on this fine young gentleman.
Yep.
Right there, please.
Sorry.
Placements. We got placement is important. Anyways, Leonard, can you please tell me and the viewers here who is this Robert Burns gentleman?
Well, Robert Burns was basically a farmer / exciseman who became a nationally important poet. He was born in the 1700s, so he was one of the pioneers of the romanticism, the romantic poetry movement. A lot of people heard about him more than could probably cite his work because he did all of his work in Scots, which is a Lowland Scottish language. It's a Germanic language, not even like, say, Gaelic, which is a Celtic language.
Celtic language.
Celtic language, sorry.
Right. But, right, there's one particular thing that probably everyone in the world that knows English knows, but they don't know who it's from.
Exactly. And he did not just wrote the words, he matched it to the tune. So he did both.
So he found a tune.
Yep, an old Scottish folk tune, which he was very famous for doing, getting old famous folk tunes from Scotland and matching it to his poetry.
And what particular poem is this called that he found that everyone in the world knows?
You're putting me on the spot because I know I'm going to butcher the name how to pronounce it.
Okay, it's okay. Think of the bar in Singapore. And Paris, technically. Auld Lang Syne. So, okay, Auld Lang Syne. You may be like, oh, wait, what is this song? Or maybe, yeah, I've heard the title. Remind me what it is. Auld Lang Syne is what pretty much, at least in the U.S. and many places around the world, sing at the countdown for New Year. So once it hits 0, Happy New Year, then you hear this song, that everyone knows, like, sounds very old. Auld Lang Syne. For all acquaintances we be forgot. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Which is kind of actually my birthday song because I was born on New Year's Eve. So I've kind of adopted as my own personal birthday song. So
there you go.
So in essence, this song holds a special place in my heart. So naturally, Robert Burns holds a special place in my heart. So.
Now, this is especially true for Aaron because it turns out Aaron is a very strong supporter, a primary supporter of the Robert Burns Foundation.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Robert Burns Foundation real quick, and then let's talk about who is the Isle of Arran Distillery.
Right. So the foundation basically promotes poetry and writing in Scotland, creative writing in Scotland. They have Robert Burns clubs all over the world that kind of try to keep poetry relevant, support new and upcoming poets. And Aaron is the only distillery I know of that actually is the primary supporter of the Robert Burns clubs and the foundation.
Wow.
Arran themselves are fairly new. Technically, they're the first distillery on Arran as far as the Scottish government is concerned, starting in 1994. But Arran, the place, is famous for its piracy. So they had about 50 or so non-licensed distilleries that were forced to shut down over the years. And of course, pirates used to be in that cove. It is right south of Islay, or south of Campbelltown.
Yeah.
So that was rife for stealing liquor and putting up moonshine. I guess basically illicit illicit whiskey trades.
They say pirates. I say they just didn't want to pay the tax man.
Exactly.
They want to keep the man down.
So, Arran themselves are famous for, number one, they don't do any coloring ever since they started. And they are actually quite pioneering in terms of cask finishing. They are famous for having a very good Amarone cask.
Yes, which is quite delicious in my opinion.
They also do Sauterne. They had a Madeira cask. They have had, for a little while, they had a Muscatel cask. So they're for a small distillery, they're very adventurous.
So yeah, they do different kind of wine casks. Because everyone does Pedro Jimenez. Everyone does Oloroso sherry, right? So that's interesting, them doing that. All right. And then, like I said, we talked about Robert Burns. We talked about Arran itself as a distillery. All right, well then, let's talk about this particular whiskey itself. Now, it says here, right, 43%. So it's just above your minimum at 40. Now, as Leonard said, they're famous for not putting any coloring. And you could actually tell, like, this is almost like a pale straw. I'm not sure if you go a little further in. It's like a very light color here. There is no age statement on this.
No.
And does it actually say anything about the barrel on there? It talks about Robert Burns. Yeah, so we didn't even taste this yet. We opened it up just seconds before we started the video. So this is really, truly new to us, and we wanted to show that experience to you guys on video.
No, it does not say anything regarding the cask. It does quote Robert Burns in saying that freedom and whiskey gang together.
That's right.
Which we totally believe in.
We do. America.
America.
All right, well, you know what? Let's just start drinking. Oh, and he was relatively young when he passed, right?
Oh, he was 37.
37. Yeah. Jesus. I just turned 38, so...
Yeah, we outlived him.
We outlived him.
He's the opposite of George Burns, for sure.
Yes. George Burns, the comedian. 101 years old, I think, when he passed, and smoked cigars all the time. Great.
But, yeah, no, this looks really interesting.
Back here, once again, Leonard,
sorry.
so they can see.
My bad. I'm excited because it is 43%. Arrans tend to run a little high. The ones that are like the Amarone casks, they tend to go more between 46 and 50. So a 43% Arran is going to be kind of a new experience.
So 43%, 700 ml bottle. You know, I think let's start drinking it. All right, let's start first with the nose. It's warm today, so I'm not going to warm up my whiskey. I'm not going to do the Jim Murray method. As much as I do like it, today's a warm day. I think it's good enough already. All right. Sweet nose.
It is a sweet nose, but it's not exactly vanilla sweet. I get a nice bit of for 43%. It has a nice waft of alcohol in there. Nice
little waft of alcohol. There's a kind of like a red berry on the nose, like a hint of red berries. That's the sweetness. I'm not talking about like the deep sherry, but like almost like a
I get a very
light cherry.
I get a very light fruit on the nose. It's red, it's luscious, it's summery.
Yeah.
I get a background, a bit of melon,
and maybe a bit of honey in the back.
But it's very unique. In terms of context, it doesn't strike me as the typical one-dimensional whiskeys we've been finding lately that taste like honey and vanilla.
No, it's not. This is very delicate. It's a very delicate nose.
And that's what I was going to say. And it has this nice delicateness about it. Or I won't call it delicacy because that sounds like a food. But that belies it as a space side as well. I mean, while it has fruit, I wouldn't exactly call it like there's no sulfur.
No, that's just the smell of garbage burning in the background. We're doing this outside right now in Leonard's backyard, and unfortunately in the Philippines, you get people that instead of going to the garbage man, they burn garbage. It is what it is. We are in the Philippines, so.
I look for this makes my mouth water.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't wait for this
Despite the garbage, this makes my mouth water.
Just off the top, before I start getting tasting notes, it is a bit young. It does burn a bit for a whiskey, but I think because it is young. Mm-hmm. Younger whiskeys tend to burn a bit more when you taste it. It starts off on the tip of your tongue.
It has a very it's youthful.
It is youthful.
That's a good way to say it for me because of the fact that I don't want to call it young in a negative way. It actually doesn't. It's not harsh.
No.
You know, overly harsh.
You just have to be aware what it is.
Yeah.
So it's young. It does have that alcohol burn, but it's not like, oh my god, this is terrible. It's not too. It's bright, but without being too bright.
Now, for those of you who have had Arran before, and had a variety of Arrans, this tastes like an Arran.
It does taste like an Arran.
It has that weird, bitter, like light, slight waxy bitterness upon entry that's unique to the brand, that's unique to the distillery. Whether it's the Amarone or any of the other finishes, it doesn't. It accents. It builds around that rather than replaces it.
So, it doesn't say it's non-chill filtered, so I'm going to assume it is chill filtered. It's not as oily as if it was chill filtered, it would be a bit oily. It's a bit watery.
Yes, this is a bit watery.
So let's assume it is chill filtered. 43%, so obviously not cask strength. So 43, Okay. Yeah, I'm expecting. So far, I'm expecting what I had so far. Now, let me get a little deeper involved with the flavors.
That hint of melon, for me, really is unique because it manifests some finish for me.
It is
There's like a little bit of honeydew
right
on the finish after the bitterness starts disappearing. It stays around by my cheeks.
the whatchamacallit, the barley itself, the grain itself is very forward on the
Yeah.
right. It's very light. It's a very light whiskey. I wouldn't say it's not going to be a complicated dram if you're going to drink this, but it is a delicate. Just like the nose, I think the actual palate is delicate. If you add water, I think it's just going to ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Ice, it's going to ruin it. I think this is better straight, in my personal opinion. If you, like we always said, drink it. If you buy it, drink it however you want. But if you're trying to get the most out of the flavor, I think.
I don't think it needs ice.
No,
it really doesn't need a lot of cooling. It's got bite, but it's not too hot. I mean, we're in the Philippines, so outdoors, so we'll feel it if it feels like it's a hot whiskey.
You said melon. What kind of melon is? I'm thinking like honeydew.
Oh my! I said honeydew.
You
Yeah.
did? I didn't even.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
pay attention to this guy
no.
sometimes.
That's all right. He's used to my voice, so. Just but no, honeydew.
Honeydew,
It's
yeah.
Honeydew, right? Especially on the finish.
Yeah, but yeah, it is a bit
But-
waxy.
but-
It's a short finish.
Mm.
It doesn't stay longer than 5 seconds. The burn stays longer than 5 seconds, but that's not part of the flavor. I think within like 3 seconds, it's already gone. It does stay a little waxy, a little
Yeah.
bitter, but I'm not going to call that any finish. That's just bitter.
Yeah.
That's just a bit of the oak that's still shining through.
I would like to say this is a great. I would like to say this is a really, really good whiskey tasting whiskey.
Yeah.
If we have to do a whiskey tasting and impress your friends, or you want to do a whiskey tasting with your friends, this is a great whiskey to have there because of the fact that it's delicate and light. It's not going to ruin your palate if you have to open something subsequently. But it has enough character that people will perk up and say, oh. They won't be like, wow, this tastes one-dimensional.
Yeah.
They won't be like, oh, I've tasted this before, unless we've had a lot of Arran.
Yeah.
So this will be a conversation starter.
Yeah, definitely. The price. How much did it was? 16. Was it like almost 1,700 Taiwan, or no, cheaper than that? It was 1,300 Taiwan or something like that.
1,300 Taiwan?
No, I think it was 1,600 Taiwan, right?
Okay.
14 or something. It was about $40, I think.
All right.
Something like that. So not a bad get, actually. Not a bad buy.
Yeah, actually, at $40, it fits in really well in the Arran hierarchy, because I could taste the extra value. We've had the 10-year-old, and I could taste the extra value over the Arran 10.
Yeah.
This has way more complexity than an Arran 10. I would still prefer the Arran Amarone. I think the flavors are more intense. I like the flavor profile better.
But it's also a more expensive whiskey.
Oh, it's definitely a more expensive whiskey.
I mean, you're looking at more of like what? It's like $60?
60?
Yeah, so this is
60
more like
to 70.
So this is 30 to 40. The other one we was talking about, which is better, is about double the price. You get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, what you pay for, exactly. If you so keep that in mind. Like so, we provide different price points. I think for 30 to 40, this is an excellent whiskey for the price point. It comes with a great story.
Definitely a great nosing whiskey. I mean, it's not too strong, but it's there where it has a beautiful bouquet.
Yep.
Ooh, wow, I'm starting fancy now, a little bougie. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It has a semi-perfumey type of nose. Not like nasty perfumey, but just light.
It doesn't. I'm very sensitive to that. As we all know, Frank is sensitive to sulfur. He's our sherry expert.
Sherry, I like to drink sherry at least.
I'm very sensitive to florals.
Yeah.
I cannot drink perfume. No matter how nice the perfume smells,
Yeah.
I can't eat flowers. It causes a gag reflex in me.
Right.
And this does not have that as badly. It's there, but it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not intense or anything. It's a nice whiskey. So, anyways, yeah.
Of course, we have to sample.
Yeah.
Obviously, would go with chocolate.
Chocolate.
Just in case, because I know a lot of our viewers tend to eat.
Plus chocolate, after sipping some water. I mean, eat some chocolate, sip some water. It cleanses the palate. Right? So, the lipids, the fats in the chocolate will coat your tongue and get rid of a lot any leftover flavors you had. So if you've been eating peanuts or some type of salt, you know, like flavored food, nuts, this is a great way to help out cleanse your palate. And chocolate, thanks to our friend.
Pam Cinco. Hi, Pam.
Hello, Pam.
From Risa Chocolates.
R-I-S-A.
Wonderful, wonderful person. Great company. She runs. It's basically her and her husband that control and do all the quality control. So she's really strict on what goes into the chocolates. They're all sourced locally. In this case, most of it near Davao. These ones come from South Cotabato.
Southern Philippines is very well known, especially South Cotabato area, for its chocolate. So we teamed up with Pam. Besides being a friend, she does put out good quality stuff, and I don't care if you're a friend or not. If you don't put out something in great quality, we're not going to endorse it or use it. So, but with Pam,
this is a really good combination.
For about a year and a half, she's definitely helped us out, and we're very grateful, and we're more than happy just to, you know, say this. If you're going to buy a chocolate, definitely look at this particular brand, Risa Chocolate.
Risa Chocolates. They will be opening up in Power Plant Mall, Rockwell, Makati, of their own store very soon. You can find them in the Cultura section of Eddie Shoe Mart.
Yes. Oh, they have a beautiful chili chocolate.
Oh, man. Oh, chili bacon.
Nice.
Chili
bacon chocolate. Very beautiful. Very worth the value. So anyways,
try the chocolate, have a little bit more whiskey. It actually goes really well. The whiskey after the chocolate. It adds a little bit of fattiness.
And it tones down that bite. Yeah, that bit of that burn. So nice. Anyways, well, I think we reached our first video time limit.
So, final vote, like we used to?
Yeah, I say it's a buy, you know? Yeah.
Thumbs up for me.
Thumbs up. Yeah, it's a buy. Value, it's there. You know, if this was an $80 whiskey,
oh no,
it'd be different. But at the $30 to $40 range, it's a great buy.
I think it's an awesome buy.
So, anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for our next video on the next cask, the next whiskey, which is the Johnny Walker Sweet Peat. So stay tuned for that one. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.